There's that Star of Jacob that's popping up.
Dude, so scary.
So they're saying that this Star of Jacob is the same star that came about when Jesus was born, and that's the star that the wise men followed.
That's super dope.
So apparently this star appears every 2,000 years, and there's people saying that with this Star of Jacob appearing, that Jesus's return is inevitable.
And it was huge,
Star of Jacob?
dude. Like, it's literally just
Or
like
just a 2,000 year thing?
yeah, weird electric, like it's different.
One dude said that if it is the Star of Jacob, like the one that appeared with Christ, he said, wouldn't it make sense that no one knew necessarily about Christ except for the three wise men, the shepherds, and Joseph and Mary, but it took 30 years for him to be known to the world. So could it be another 30 years before Jesus makes his appearance?
Try 3 years. 2027.
Please. If that's the one thing that we can get behind, I'm like, give me 3 years. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yo, what's up all you good people out there, and welcome back for a brand new episode. Alright, for this episode, we're gonna kick back and watch some TikToks that just might make you rethink reality. Fair warning, some of these TikToks might have you sitting back in your chair like, oh man, what in the heck? Oh my goodness.
The first time I ever did DMT, I left my body and I could see my body sitting on the couch, and then everything turned white and I was just floating in this white void. And then this line appeared in front of me and opened up, and 3 ETs walked towards me. And this is, I had never heard about ETs with DMT. I didn't know anything about psychedelics. I had not done anything like this. And these 3 ETs walk towards me and they say, "We are interdimensional beings traveling along the timeline of human existence, trying to find out when humans found their power. In 2012, a portal had opened where humans cannot go backwards, they can only progress forward. And the power of the human lies between," they pointed at the heart but said soul, the soul and the brain. And then the little line closed in the wall, and then I was back in my body, and I was like, what just happened?
Talk about a bad trip. Yeah, if you are into drugs, stay far away from DMT. This stuff is no joke.
We're about to get into this. I felt like I woke up in the twilight zone today. First, we have a warning coming out from the FBI saying they are aware of the text messages that people are sending. I actually think that part's more disturbing about what they're saying, but they're talking about the hateful messages being sent from one person to another. So it sounds like many people are going to be arrested. And don't forget, as mansions burn down in California right now, the Epstein files will be released, the JFK files, and also the 9/11 files. And this is alleged, but it seems as if the Obamas are getting on a private plane to leave the country. We've also been seeing a ton of people step down randomly the last couple days, including ex-presidential nonprofits. Wow, this just happened. 3 people have been arrested for connections with Liam Payne's death. And a little bit more news on the monkeys that are loose here in South Carolina. They have not been tested because they're too young. So who knows what that means for us? And Tucker Carlson's making predictions that many are going to find themselves in jail and in prison very soon. Not only are all world conflicts seemingly coming to an end or searching for means of peace, but Bitcoin may hit 100,000, says CNBC. This guy's not even in office yet. And the craziest part of all is the Congress is saying on November 13th they will declassify and tell the whole truth about aliens. Come on, there's a reason for Space Force, as well as Elon's involvement. The next year is going to be the year of revelation and disclosure, and just wait till you hear I have to tell you later.
Someone really took an uprooted oak tree in Riverview Park and just decided to carve away.
I found this. Someone must be an artist.
Someone must be, huh? Give them a job. It's in the middle of the woods.
Oh my god. When I was walking to the trash, it had like a ray of lights like pulsing off of it. It was weird. What is? Bro.
There's nothing up there but a light.
More than likely just a SpaceX rocket, but who knows? Maybe we really are living in the Truman Show.
Something doesn't feel right about these 40 monkeys escaping the biolab. I feel like we're not being told something. It's at the Alpha Genesis Primate Research Center, Yamasi. And I feel like this is the start of some kind of science fiction movie or something bad, like some kind of I don't know. They won't even tell us what kind of monkeys they are. They just say there's 40. I'm surprised there's not 41 or 42 or 39. There's 40 exactly. But doesn't it feel like the start of something like 28 Days Later or 12 Monkeys or maybe even that movie from 1995, Outbreak? I don't know, because they're from a biolab. So are they healthy, happy monkeys? Or is it going to turn into some kind of sci-fi future with it being a little bit like Outbreak? Maybe it's a good time to go back and watch this movie. Here's the synopsis. Let's hope this doesn't happen. Worst case, guys. Let's hope they catch those monkeys and everything's good. Peace.
Yeah, I don't know too much about this whole monkey situation we got going on, but 40 monkeys escaping doesn't sound right to me. Now, did these monkeys actually escape or were they set free?
What is it? I mean, everybody's in there. So what is it with Diddy that so many, T.I. called him out. 50 Cent said one time on Charlemagne God's podcast, you know, Breakfast
Club.
He says one time Diddy said, hey, let me go buy you some clothes. Let me take you shopping. He's like, well, you want to take me shopping? What are you talking about? So T.I. called him out. 50 called him out. But some people are afraid. What do you know about? Because some people are talking about there's Diddy involvement with Jamie and something happened because he was calling him out for some of the parties he was putting up. Is there anything you have opinions on Diddy? Have you had any experiences with Diddy?
Listen, what would be my purpose in telling you that? You know, I don't know. I'm sure somebody else in a higher position that know more could tell you more. I don't know. I've never been to these secret parties and stuff that everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm allowed. They don't let me go, but yeah, I've never been invited.
You've never been invited?
No, I've never been invited to one of those strange parties everyone talks about.
Out of all the men out there that P. Diddy would want to take advantage of, Mike Tyson has to be like the last guy. Yeah, try to put baby oil on Mike Tyson and see how that goes.
So let me tell you a couple of really hard realizations that hit you when you realize that you're not in your original timeline. Are you ready? One of the first things that's going to hit you really hard is the fact that the people that are in this timeline right now are not the original people that were in your timeline. I want you to think about that for a minute. That means your kids, your spouse, your significant other, your mom, your sister, your friend, your dad, all of those people, while they look like the same people from your original timeline, they're not. Here's the second one. You ready? You are not their original you. And they don't even know that you aren't you. All of this sounds crazy as f.
January 1st, 2024, there was an incident that occurred at the Miami Bayside Mall in which we'll say the credible eyewitnesses reported seeing 3 large, tall extraterrestrials that were 8-9 feet tall that seemed to emerge from a clothing store in this mall, which sent the entire population of the mall panicking, running, screaming out of the mall. The duty officer on charge with Miami Police Department called up every single police officer on duty and car in Miami at the time, which was like 123 cars and cops, which that goes completely against all known law enforcement protocols. So you would never, it would be against police protocol to send every cop to that mall unless it was something incredibly serious. And the official story of 30 kids or whatever fighting each other with sticks does not qualify to call up 123 cars with 123 cops in it.
Everyone has a cell phone. Why were there no actual photographs or videos just from civilians?
As they were leaving the mall, the cops had surrounded the mall and were stopping people and checking their phones and deleting photos and video. Eyewitnesses claim to have seen 3 very tall, non-human figures. And again, estimates that the eyewitnesses were saying were between 8, 9, maybe as tall as 10 feet.
Technology, we're very aware of, Randy, you and I, about these holographic imaging that they can do this all over the place. Do you think there's any possibility that this may have also had something to do with a test of some of these technologies we have?
Well, it's certainly possible that was the case.
Because where did they go? It was like they were there and then the reports are saying, well, they just disappeared.
We have reports that because Navy personnel showed up immediately via portal and portaled them out of there very, very quickly. Naval Space Command personnel showed up through portal and then portaled them out of there right quick. Miami police officer, and he says, you know I can't answer that question. Well, then we're talking about something occurring that they have to keep covert and keep classified, which is not the official cover story at all. That why else would you say that if, you know, the cover story was actually true? The only reason you would say that is because the story that you don't want people to know is true is actually true.
Who is it? Is that John?
Yeah. I love how she says, who is it? Is it John? Who else does she know that has a flying car? Like, not many people in this world have a flying car.
Hair is an antenna for the nervous system which picks up frequencies and energy. Radiation from these Bluetooth devices are destroying your nervous system. It's also destroying the energy field around your body. Every cell in your body has an electromagnetic field. All of these cells come together and form the overall electromagnetic field. Radiation from these devices are causing inflammation in cells, which then causes your field to become weaker, which then causes your body to become ill. It is said that the strength of the field is directly correlated to the health of the body. Some studies show that illness shows up in this field before it manifests in the body. Therefore, illness may not be something that we catch. It's the result of us lowering our frequency to match the frequency of illness. That's why in this book, there is a frequency for every single illness that exists. By listening to the frequency, we're healing our field, which will then heal our physical body. So to save your health and your energy field and your nervous system, use wired as much as possible.
What did moms across America find after testing Chick-fil-A sandwiches?
We found an aviary contraceptive in them, narcobazine, in Chick-fil-A sandwiches. And so we are extremely concerned about people who have been eating Chick-fil-A because we know it's quite addictive.
So not only aviary contraceptives in there, but they just brought back antibiotic chicken.
So after we put out that information that we found an aviary contraceptive, they took away the phrase that they have, which is no antibiotics ever. They took it down off their website and they put up no antibiotics important for human health.
It is tragic how much these fast food corporations get away with. I quit eating Chick-fil-A like 2 years ago once I noticed that the chicken started tasting different. But yo, huge shout out to all you mothers of America out there for bringing this to light.
Fluoride was put in the water in the 1940s. It was put in the water to stop tooth decay. But now it's recognized that most of our mouthwashes and toothpastes have fluoride in them, and you don't need fluoride in the water. And it's a very inefficient way of preventing tooth decay because you're getting it in people's blood. And as it turns out, fluoride is very, very dangerous. It causes IQ loss. There are extensive studies that show if you put fluoride in water at double the rate that EPA now allows, that is in all of our water systems that use it in this country, that it causes dramatic IQ loss in children and particularly in unborn fetuses. It also causes bone cancer, it causes arthritis, and it causes the deterioration of bones, thyroid injuries. It also calcifies the pineal gland of the human brain, which is the part of our brain that actually creates our spiritual feelings. It's
Really?
Yeah.
For those who might not be aware, the whole collective is going through something called a Kundalini awakening. Ancient scholars have said that there's only one type of awakening that manifests in infinite ways, and that is the Kundalini awakening to our ultimate ascension. So because we're all going through this divine feminine energy that is being revitalized within everybody, because there has been such destruction under the reign of imbalanced masculine energy with war, deforestation, destruction, genocide, the robbing of indigenous peoples in the Americas and all over, there has now been a flip of the poles and the scales to balance and harmonize all of these energies. So the Kundalini energy, which is also known as the Ruach HaKodesh, which is in Hebrew, the Holy Spirit, which is a feminine noun if you actually study that. That is also the breath, the life force, prana, chi, ruach, ashe, ki, whatever you want to call it. That is the divine feminine energy that can sometimes be even aggressively passionate to burn up and purify all of the 7 chakras, the main chakra centers, in order for it to permanently rest at the first eye and open up the 1,000-petal lotus for you to become Christ consciousness, or Buddha consciousness, or Krishna consciousness.
This could be why I've been feeling so beat down here recently and have no energy.
The Egg McMuffin is America's most popular breakfast, but what's in it? I can see why these are popular. I used to eat these back in the day, and on the surface level, you got your carbs here, you got your egg protein, you got your meat. It's all toasted and warmed up and melts in your mouth, but still smells like a dirty sock to me. So the first ingredient in here is called datum. This is a dough conditioner that is derived from GMO crops. Datum is a hidden form of the deadly trans fat that most people don't know about. But here's the thing, it's not necessary to put in the Egg McMuffin. They don't have to put it in here, but they do. This has 49 ingredients in it. Another ingredient called maltodextrin is another heavily processed preservative that can damage your intestinal environment and reduce the amount of good bacteria and increase the amount of bad bacteria. Besides all the enriched flour with glyphosate, weed killer, you have sugar, you have the seed oils, you have the preservatives, you have the hidden forms of trans fat. You also have another ingredient called sodium phosphate. The Environmental Working Group says that this is the top additive to avoid.
Without a doubt, good old Mickey D's will destroy your heart and gut. It's all about making it cheap and having the longest shelf life. And what makes it worse is it's all approved by the FDA.
I'm up in here in Dollar General, and I think Pepsi and Dollar General got some explaining to do. Tell me what that is floating up inside the Mountain Dews. And it's like that in all of them. Tell me what that is.
It sure is.
Every one of them.
Yeah, just another reason to go ahead and lay off that soda completely. And I know how hard it is, don't get me wrong. Like Dr. Pepper used to be my go-to drink. But I can say, once I quit drinking soda, I definitely noticed a difference.
I'm sure you studied religion and belief for a long time before you ever even thought of the UFO phenomenon.
Yes.
What was it that introduced you to this? Like, what was the moment like when you first got introduced to this and started to look into it? And what were the biggest connections between the logic of the UFO phenomenon compared to early Christianity?
Right. That's a good question. This happened in late 2011, 2012. And I had just finished a very major project that culminated in a book about the Catholic doctrine of purgatory, which is an afterlife destination for souls who don't quite make it to heaven, but are definitely not going to hell. Okay. And this doctrine kind of had fallen off the map for Catholics, and I wanted to know why. And so I did a lot of study of old materials in archives, manuscripts, and things like that. And so I also talked about Catholic popular culture and how that shifted this belief. And so at the end of that, I had a long catalog of reports of aerial phenomena.
What does it say? It's a different tag from the outside tag. Oh, you're kidding me. Wait, where's the outside tag?
Where's the outside tag so I can show that? Oh, it's this side, this side.
This is the outside tag. And there's another tag inside.
That is freaking crazy. Look at all those stains! And this was a new mattress! What the heck? Look! And it's not, this was not my son at all. What the heck? They literally just put this up top. Should we cut the other side and see?
This is wild. I have never seen a refurbished mattress before. There could be bed bugs or any other parasites. Man, no way, Jose.
This Wednesday, Congress is holding another major hearing on UFOs, so here's what you need to know. On November 13th at 11:30 a.m., Congress will hear testimony from top witnesses about the government's secret handling of UAP, also known as UFOs. Here are two of the witnesses. This guy right here is Rear Admiral Tim Gallaudet, who has spoken very publicly that these UFOs are of non-human intelligence. And you probably know this guy by now, but this is Lou Elizondo, who ran a Pentagon program called ATIP, which investigated UFOs. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a must-watch event. They're going to be talking about recovered technology, military sightings, and my personal favorite, USOs. Finally, we are going to get some national coverage on unidentified submerged objects. I have been talking about this since the lunch table in middle school. Apparently, they're also going to talk about the Immaculate Constellation, a classified program that has been hiding the best UFO evidence. I really want to get excited, but I'm not going to get my hopes up here, okay? As long as this leads to more hearings, more credible witnesses that actually bring evidence, I'm cool. So this Wednesday, 11:30 a.m., you can watch it live, and if you can't make it, consider following along, and I will keep you updated.
Yeah.
I see.
Memphis, the capital of ancient Egypt.
Right. Yeah, you're bringing what?
Perhaps that's where our new God will come from.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Yeah, I wish that was funny. Yeah, okay, so I want to talk to you about alignment.
I wish that was funny.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that wasn't creepy at all. That clip was from a very recent interview with Jordan Peterson and Musk inside of the Texas Gigafactory. You can go look it up right at the very beginning. I'm talking the first 2 minutes. Musk goes off topic and obviously makes Peterson feel super uncomfortable and awkward and starts talking about Memphis, Egypt, when in reality, as you can see, Memphis, Tennessee is where Musk has set up a XAI data center for God knows what.
It goes all the way down. Frogs. All these frogs. Thousands. And they're all up and down. All of these frogs. Oh my. Yo.
This, again, this is one of those subjects, and this is why so many people are reluctant to take it on. But if you even talk about the moon landing being fake or entertain a person like yourself that says this, you're automatically put in the category of being a fool.
Isn't that interesting? If you believe the lie, you're intelligent, and if you believe the truth, you're a fool.
Not just that, it's self-policed, and it's policed by a large percentage of the population that will certainly attack you after this video and say, why did I have you on? This guy's a crank rather. What has anyone ever tried to sit down and debunk you? Because I'm inviting someone to do that if they want to do that with you. Because once this comes out, I know there's going to be a lot of people that are outraged. The best way to stop it would be for someone to sit down and go over in every detail why you're wrong. And has anybody ever done that?
I've never debated anybody about whether it was real or not.
Nobody ever wanted to?
No one ever asked me to debate them. I know that they were fake. I used to not only believe they were real, I worshipped them. And if I can
but
go
you were
from
a child, right?
Well, through teenager.
Mm-hmm.
And I admitted that I was wrong. And still, when I had all this evidence indicating the fraud, I still gave him the benefit of the doubt. That $1 million film that was financed by someone who builds rockets for NASA, who knows the moon missions are fake, okay, that took 7 years. Just to edit that movie that's 45 minutes long took me 4,000 hours.
People were coming in there talking about how bad the Great Value Walmart brand was, but I've never thought that. I want to show you something here. This is Classic Sweet Relish compared to the Great Value Sweet Relish, right? And the Great Value brand is slightly different. It's like 15.7 cents an ounce compared to 17. So not that much difference, but I want to show you something. This right here, I don't know if you can see it, but the first ingredient is cucumbers. The next ingredient is high fructose corn syrup, okay? You compare that to the Great Value brand, and their second ingredient is not high fructose corn syrup, it's sugar. Sugar is better than high fructose corn syrup. Also, if you look on here, Great Value brand, there's no dyes. There's no dyes in here. They didn't put any dye. Why would you need dye in relish, right? Look on this. Look at the bottom. It's got dye. What kind is it? It's yellow number 5. Why do we need dye in our stuff? We don't need dye in our stuff. So I'm going to take the cheaper stuff, the Great Value brand that does not have dye in it, that does not have high fructose corn syrup. I've always, in general, thought that the Great Value brand is more healthy because of stuff like this. Because I look at the fine print. That's all I got.
Not gonna lie, this kind of does surprise me. Obviously, it's not the same for every single item, so make sure to read the ingredients still. But I am glad to see Walmart finally switching to better ingredients. Better ingredients, great value, Walmart.
Apple, Android, Galaxy, Samsung. The day they came out, humanity was destroyed. Believe me, humanity was destroyed. We changed. We without realizing it. We changed without realizing it. You see, now I meet someone, it is not like before. Hi, how are you? Good, thanks. Bye. Before, hello. Especially Middle Eastern, you know. Hello, Habibi. You hug them, you break every bone in them. You give them a kiss, you take half of their cheek out. Gone, gone, my beloveds. Gone. We became so cold because of this. We became so fast, so quick. We're on the go, running all the time. We became too busy. Why? Because everyone can reach me with a press of a button, anywhere, anytime. And not only that, we started gossiping about one another. We started cheating on one another. We started spying on one another. Hello. Innocence gone with the wind. Human innocence gone. I beg you, make time where there is no phone in your hand. Family, even if it's once a week, boys and girls, mom and dad, those who are watching and listening, I beg you, make, even if it's 1 day a week, 1 hour a week, you drop everything and the family sits at the same table at the same time.
I don't know if it's smartphones or social media, but one of the two for a fact has been destroying our connection with each other. You can't deny that life has really changed ever since the smartphone came out.
Mark Liffman, a prominent businessman and suspected underworld figure in Cape Town, was assassinated in a parking lot at the Garden Route Mall in George on Sunday, November 3rd. According to Western Cape Police, authorities responded to the shooting at around 11:30 a.m., finding Liffman dead after he was attacked by unknown assailants who quickly fled the scene. Liffman was facing multiple charges, including murder, conspiracy to murder, and violations of the Prevention of Organized Crime Act. By Sunday evening, police confirmed that no arrests had been made. The controversial businessman was due to stand trial in the Western Cape High Court on Monday in connection with the 2017 murder of Brian Weinstein, widely known as the Steroid King, who was shot dead in his home in Constantia. Liffman, along with alleged Sexy Boys gang leader Jerome Boyson and other suspects, was arrested in 2020 in connection with the murder. Investigations into his assassination are ongoing.
Imagine waking up at 3 a.m. and hearing that at the end of your bed. I'd be like, what is that? All right, folks, that shall be a wrap for this one. Really hope you all enjoyed this latest episode. Before you roll out, though, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And to all the people that always come through and show my channel some love, just know I really appreciate you. All right, my good people, take care out there, and I'll see you all in the next episode.